What's going on, people? Not for the radio, myself, Viz and Chams. So this one's been in the works for a long time. We've been negotiating this one for like 3 years, I swear.
3-4 years, yeah.
It's been a tough negotiating thing, but it's finally happening. It's complicated already. From the get-go, it's complicated. I'm going to introduce to you now a couple of rap legends, yeah? The artist formerly known as Section Boyz. Make some noise.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So, Sleeks, you might as well just introduce all of the man them from left to right as you're sat next to me still.
Yeah. Right now, got me, myself, Sleeks. We've got Inch, Swift, Littles, Chams, DP sitting on the ledge, and then we got Kanan, Smokesy Malone. You get me?
All right. So, like, I know a lot of people watching this are gonna think, you know, there's a lot of positive stuff that we're gonna talk about. You know, millions of views. You've charted on iTunes. You've won awards. You've set pace. Do you know what I mean?
Kick off
you've
door
been trendsetters, but there's been a little bit of a gap in your journey, right? Yeah. And I spoke to your manager briefly. I spoke to you guys briefly, and what you told me kind of upset me still. But you break it down because there's been some complications with your name, hence me introducing you, formerly known as Section Boyz.
Yeah. Basically, like, as you can see on the jumpers, we can see it's Smoke Boyz now, innit? Come out with a new name.
In the building.
Building out a new brand now, you get me? New brand, new settings, everything new. Obviously, reasons being is like someone kind of close to us kind of registered the IPO of Section Boyz, innit? And whereas we're just from the roads, we just know about music. We know a little bit, but we registered the trademark. And obviously that weren't enough to keep our thing going because IPO, I think, is like you have a better leg to stand on in the legal world or whatever. But I might not really know too much about it. But long story short, the IPO of Section Boyz is owned by someone else. Obviously, we was going in a battle back and forth, and we just thought, you know what? Take that energy over there, because we've been going back and forth for years. Trust me, it weren't easy, man. Years, flipping days turned into months, months turned into it got mad. You know what I'm saying? Little setback, and now we're back as Smoke Boyz, basically.
So is this where you've been? Because obviously everybody's like, you know, you guys are gone, you fell off, you're missing, you broke up.
We ain't been doing nothing, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So is this where you've been?
Yeah, we've been just basically barristers battling forward and that, man, just been surviving. You know what I mean?
Okay, so this is an important conversation, really, because I'm sure that most people that watch the show are assuming that when you set up a group of, rappers, you make your name and that's it. Like, people know you in the public eye. You're not going to have to go through this. You don't assume that you're going to have to go through the legalities as you would as a business, but you guys are a brand, you're a business. So ultimately, you're having to kind of fight. You were having to fight for your own name. So a lot of other artists are out there might actually kind of have to take this on so they don't encounter these kind of tribulations themselves. So how did that come about? Like, you know, you were served, I'm assuming?
Say that again?
Were you served a notice?
I don't even remember how it all started, but I just remember one day a couple years ago, we were just doing our thing, and then our manager was saying something's happening, and man didn't really get it. We didn't understand what was going on, and because we was in the midst of shows, touring,
we didn't take it serious.
We didn't take it too serious. So we were just thinking, all right, cool, yeah, all right. Someone's trying to say our name, all right, we're Section Boyz, isn't it, bruv? There's proof. There's Swift, there's Littles, there's DP, you know what I mean? How can someone say they're Section Boyz, whatever?
So this wasn't someone that, without getting into the details and all that, but just to understand how it can affect you, do you know what I mean? How you can be angry about it or upset about it or just like disheartened. So this wasn't like a group in another country where sometimes you get those situations where, you know, people are called the same name or whatever. This was
close to home, innit? You know what I mean?
But why would someone else have the right to do that? Like, did this person make the name up? Like, what? Why? How did it get
Obviously,
to this stage?
The person was around us as well.
Yeah.
It was around us, so it could be your family or your friend. It could, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you like ain't registered this, I can register this, and then take you lot to court. Do you know what I mean?
And then there's a time limit, like the amount of time that you can do it and you can reject it and that. And if you don't do it, then it's gone.
So this obviously stopped you guys from performing. Was you out? Was you still in the studio? Was you still even checking for each other?
Man's
or was
got
you lot
studio
just
we
like...
live in the
yard.
studio. We
got
live
studio
in the
in the
studio.
yard.
So man's
Since
always-
all of
Was you
this,
still recording?
we've
Always.
got about
Every
1,000
day,
tunes. We feel like what? Who's got bare tunes? Vibes, Cartel, and that. Man's got so much tunes. You know what I mean?
Enough tunes.
Thank you. We got so much tunes, man. It's so crazy. Like, and you know what's been so funny? Like, in this little, not even little, because it's been a long gap. This 3 year, 2.5 year, however long you want to call it. Like, we've had time to reflect and really like realize like what's going on. Do you know what I mean? And the music that we've got is quality. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just mad. We live in a studio. We wake up, make breakfast, go downstairs in the studio. Man wake up, see man in the studio in their dressing gown. You know what I mean? It's mad.
So you guys still live together? So you
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have
yeah.
you
We
still
still
have the
live
section
together,
house? Because
man.
you lot, it looks crazy over there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
One
It
more
looks
thing,
like-
one more thing. I don't want to dwell on the name, but are you still going to fight for the name or is it just behind you now?
You know what? Yeah, whatever happens, happens. But as you've seen, we've moved on, innit? Smoke boys, you get me? And
New things.
one thing I will say, nothing's changed. You know what I mean? Only the name. You know what I mean?
But there
The
have been a
lyrics,
few other changes though.
appearance, that's about it.
Well, appearance, but also Rico Squeeze is not here with you guys anymore. So
He
what
ain't been
happened
with
there?
us.
Yeah, yeah.
I see the interview thing. You lot know, man. Don't do the interview thing. You
That's
get
what I
me?
said. The
Like,
negotiation
the
period
man's
was
not
long,
on the
you know.
chattings thing. Man's not on like just chatting man's business, chatting man's life and that for no reason, or even like revealing too much or like.
But this is not for the radio.
I hear that, and I've seen you lot say it to people as well. You get me, but you see,
Still not on chatting.
still not on chatting.
Still, yeah.
You get it?
But you know what? You know what?
Obviously,
though,
we have to
Deep,
talk.
Your,
We're
your
gonna
fans
talk,
deserve it. Yeah, let's say.
No, it's
so
true.
you-
It's
yeah.
true. It's true. Obviously, in ways and that, man feels like man's been selfish or kind of like man's withheld a bit. Obviously, there's man that's more social, like Sleek's in a man there will snap anything and everything. You get me?
Always styling, you know.
Everything.
Snap
Yeah, no,
enough.
Sleek's
I
will
don't
show you
snap
everything.
I don't snap everything. I snap enough.
Most things.
You get me? But obviously, there's a lot of stuff man ain't discussed in that. But yeah, it's been
Let's
time.
discuss Rico first of all
Yeah,
then, because
so-
you released the tape,
Yeah.
and then shortly after, one of the members left, got kicked out.
Yeah.
There was beef.
Whatever.
What
He didn't get
happened?
kicked.
What
He didn't
happened?
get kicked
He
out.
he
like,
couldn't hang.
It was
What?
like a disagreement. Like there was just a disagreement. Basically.
Listen, you see, even like with like, it can relate to like man's current situation, like whatever situation. Like man's life, it's not even just with music. Like man's parted ways with people, man's cut off people. Like things change in life, innit? Like for the better, if you know whatever was better for you at the time, if you know it's a right move or whatever. But man's made decisions, innit? Like, and changes, innit? Like man's made decisions and changes, innit? You get me? To make it like what it is now, innit? You get me? Like, even without going too deep, like man's made changes, innit? Changes have been made. That's it. Man's they are. Yeah, that was one of the changes that got made, innit?
Hold on. We've got to establish some grounds, yeah. Because you see that response was so beefish, yeah. We ain't got beef, you know. That response was such a war zone. I can't make. It was the aggiest response ever. Man said, honestly.
No, like I said, like, man don't do a lot of the chattings and explaining things that man don't even talk about, you get it? So when man's discussing it, obviously, like, there's cameras around, man don't even talk around cameras like that. So man's thinking about what man's saying, innit? But
This is
there's
home, though.
there's
It's
no
not for the
kind of
radio.
animosity with nothing. Like man's already explained, energies and them thing there, new energies. You get me? Can see the things them in the backdrop and that. Smoke boys. You see, don't
soon.
panic 2's dropping and that. You understand? You know what Don't Panic was, what it done, all up to now. You get me? Come on.
This is going to be a much longer interview than your usual ones because usually you lot kind of do a slapdash interview. You're like, yeah, boom, 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 boom. This coming. We're out.
4-minute
And then about
interview.
50 men just leave the building.
Cut through. Never. Yeah, cut through interviews. That's what we
That's
do.
the most
still.
DP's ever spoken. Seriously.
It's wild. We're already.
Yeah, already.
I
So
feel
we're
like we
already
need to
doing
get
well.
like an NFTR plaque for when the non-speakers speak, right? You know, them plaques just come out.
So you know what though? Because whilst there's been this little gap here, there's been rumors. Obviously, you know, things move quickly in the music industry. You've lost your space. You lot ain't talking. your managers, you parted ways, all sorts of rumors.
We
which
ain't
is
lost no
natural.
space. Yeah, we're coming back to open back wherever was.
And we're still
thought
here.
was
We're
gone.
still here.
You know what I mean?
Everyone
Like, I
sounds
don't
like
know.
us. Everyone sounds
Go
like
on,
us.
what?
We're here.
Go on.
Hold on, because we've got
Even-
some
Go on, what's
talking
your
happening.
response? Go on,
Even
From the
without
non-talkers.
us, we ain't been rapping for long. We're still here. I hear us every day.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
that-
Man don't
that's
even need
one
to
thing.
They don't
explain.
hear us every
You see,
day.
everything that you
Everyone
just
hears
said,
us
yeah,
every day, like.
all the rumors or whatever.
That's another rumor.
Brother,
Everyone
man,
raps
that
like
don't
us.
mean nothing. Like, it could whatever, innit? You can think whatever, but man's here telling you well gone. So forget about what you're thinking or what you're hearing. Like, man's telling you well gone, hearing it. Man's here's the question.
It's not like we was making music and then no one went feeling it no more. We stopped making no music music stopped at a peak. You know what I mean? At a very peak of our little thing that we had going on. So
We fell.
yeah, we didn't fall off. None of that. We ain't lost our space. We just
Come, man's
kind
there,
of left
fam.
it dormant. We're like a volcano and we're just erupted.
How do you guys feel like with those? Like when you're seeing stuff flying around and you're in the thick of it. So we ain't fell off. We're busy trying to make this work. We're working something out, and you're seeing people write stuff like that. Obviously, people's probably tweeting and talking, and you're hearing it through the grapevine, WhatsApp groups, da. Like, how do you feel like that, knowing that you're in the thick of it and you're thinking, raw, like, boom, you lot don't even know the half of what we're going through.
It's mixed feelings for me, obviously, because it's like, raw, we're still that relevant because it's been 3 years, nothing's happened.
On my life, I was just gonna say, man's a big freaking deal, so obviously it's gonna be a thing. You get it?
Like,
You understand?
It's been 3 years and man's still so relevant in that sense. Like, people are still talking, saying what's happened, even if it's to say they fell off or even if to say what's happened to them, they're saying something. Do you know what I mean? And I believe like anything in any situation, you can turn it into positive energy. Even like our situation has happened to us, man's used it, accepted it, and man's turned it into positive. Do you know what I mean? Man's not letting it hold man back. Man's coming to fuck up the scene.
All right. How did you all meet? Are you all from Fulton Heath?
I'm from Fulton, still Littles.
All from South. All from
from
like
South,
that radius. Like
Yes.
Yeah,
How did you
half-
meet? How did section form?
schools, like school,
Formerly known as
secondary
All
school. and that.
friends of friends, the ends. R.I.P. my boy, Solem,
You know.
Wesley, you
Yeah,
get me?
man.
That was all
Wesley
a man's
Sterling.
close boy. Like, man was all with Solem every day. We're like, obviously, some of his closest friends, you get me? Like, serious, you get me? And he was part of man's music thing when man, like, started it out, you get me? On this group thing. Because obviously, like, people, obviously there's been like gangs and that make music and that or whatever, like, can be seen as gang or whatever, but man's group as friends and the man them, we've been making tunes together like from Quay.
From
Like,
ages.
Quay, like,
Solem used to have a
whatever
studio
the
in his
name, you
yard
get
and
me?
that.
Like, man was doing tunes in Solem's
Man,
yard and
man
that.
used to record on a little mic like this with a sock over it.
Little sock, you get me?
some
Mixed
sock.
craft
It's
on his
mad
computer,
still.
you get me?
It's mad still.
Serious.
How do you feel about that association with like UK rap groups, UK drill groups, and now being kind of like used as a scapegoat for crime in the UK? How do you feel about actually your picture got used in? Didn't your picture get
our
used in
picture
one?
on the thing.
Did you sue them?
No, we
Was it
meant to,
Daily
I
Mail?
don't know. Yeah, the Australian thing
You
tried
didn't
to
sue
use
them?
us as Apex gang, innit? They blurred our faces though.
You didn't sue them.
I don't
Sue-
know. It's our
sue them
manager.
out.
It's our manager. Oh, man was all in the group chat saying, "Yo, sue them, dub, sue them, sue them."
Okay. For those that don't know, Smoke Boys, their picture was used wrongfully in an Australian newspaper, yeah, which was talking about like gang violence and stuff. But anyway, like across all media right now, man are being used as scapegoats. How do you lot feel about the current climate in that space right now?
What do you mean,
Like, how do you feel about these news outlets saying that drill music and UK rappers are the reason why knife crime and crime in general is on the up in the UK?
Bruv, music has been music now, and it was music 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it's going to be the same in 30 years. Do you know what I mean? And everything that's been going on in the streets has been going on 30 years ago and will be going on 30 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Personally, yeah.
What's going on is going on. I don't think music has that much of an effect. Obviously, like, some people get excited to music, but I don't think it gives them petrol to go and do something that they're not already intentionally thinking or something. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to go and do something today, you're going to go and do it. And regardless what song you listen to, it could be Mariah Carey. you're still gonna do what you need to do.
I agree. You know the maddest thing, yeah? Like, it's not an excuse. Like, there shouldn't be violence at any events, yeah? But looking at, like, events where there's no black music, they're in fields out in the countryside, there's still things that happen.
They
that
just
are
don't. It don't
uncontrollable
even
with
go.
young
It don't
people.
go.
That's
Some
what I
of
was
it
gonna
don't
say,
go on the news,
but
bro.
Do you know what it is, yeah? I was gonna say, I think it kind of relates to what you just said. Like, you see, the way I see it, you see man's scene, the UK scene as a whole, like, it's grown bigger in it. So like the audience is bigger in it. So it's like they're interested in different things. And right now they're interested in the fucking the violence in it. So I feel like everyone's just like magnifying the drill bit, because obviously that's the music everyone's listening to, innit, right now. So they want to know whatever about it, innit. But man, it's just chatting still.
You know as well though, when you lot, speaking of drill, yeah, when you lot first came out, there was a bit of a conversation like, what style are you though, right? Or am I wrong in that?
Well,
I think
say that
a few
again?
DJs were saying like, is it
genre?
trap? Is it drill? Is it grime?
Yeah.
So,
Hey, do you know what it is? Do you know what it
go on, what would
is? It's the section style. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's our sound, the section sound. You get me?
Way back from when we
long
was what,
time.
Squeeze, you know
Different
what I mean?
styling, man. Come on, man. Different
From way
styling.
back
That's what it is.
You know what though, like, obviously your verses, your hooks have made an impact, yeah. But I want to know. from you
Verses,
specifically.
ad-libs.
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly.
Is it the
start,
Ghanaian? Oh, I thought you was gonna ask if he's
Are you
Ghanaian.
a real sound boy though? Like, do
Yeah,
you
come
know?
on.
Do you like? So
I'm a sound man.
Yeah, who's
Hey, the man
like
that
your
got decks in
favorite?
it,
Like,
Sound man.
Wait, let's
Voodoo,
clear this. Wait,
vibes.
hold on.
Come on, man.
Let's clear this as well, yeah? He's Jamaican still. I was gonna say he's Ghanaian, but he's not.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's
I'm not.
Jamaican
alright, though.
still.
That's alright.
If you Stormzy made a joke,
Storms might come in there and call
and
him
then it went
Kwame.
viral.
For real.
Man,
what did Stormzy say?
He said that he's
And
Ghanaian or
Flips.
something like that.
Yeah, Flips and Storms make jokes sometimes, but shout out my brothers, you get me?
So you're not Ghanaian.
No, I'm not.
You're Jamaican.
Yeah. Jamaican and St. Vincent, you get me?
All right, then.
Yeah.
Say no more.
All
But
the man that got
who's your favorite recording artist? Reggae Vibes Cartel.
Yeah,
Why?
man.
Why is he?
Baddest can do anything, any kind of style.
Yeah,
Bad
I was gonna say
gal
he's
tune,
most
anything.
versatile.
Better than Killer? You rate him more than Killer?
Killer's
See,
the
that's what I'm
father.
saying.
Killer's the father. Obviously, Killer's the father, but you get me? My era's vibes, innit? So you get me? Vibes Cartel, baddest, man. Trust me.
Oh, no, what about the slightly more conscious man, like a Sizzler and that? You're not listening to the Sizzlers.
Hey, listen.
Come on.
Sunday morning, don't fuck with H, you know.
Sunday gets
Sunday
mad.
morning,
Hey, Sunday
don't
gets
fuck
mad
with
in the yard, you know. Trust me.
Wake up.
What about- 'cause
Man's gonna
obviously-
hear-
Obviously,
Sunday-
Viz wants to whine off a wallpaper. You understand?
Ah,
What
Chams is
about
killing me.
Idonia?
Yeah, Idonia's a bad man.
That's,
Come
that's,
on,
that's
man.
my vibe, you know.
Yeah, man. Come on,
You
man.
see, listen, Sunday morning, yeah, Inch is playing conscious vibes,
Love
Hey,
Ras music, all of that from 10:30, 11.
Yeah, man. Early, man.
pumping.
What, are
Sunday
you
vibes.
cooking? Are you cooking at the same time, or you just
No,
you're
no,
just
no.
faking it.
Sometimes, man. Not all the
Sometimes
times,
cooking.
just running, you get me? But
And he's
we
got
all
six.
cook,
He's
man.
got 6 speakers in his room.
Can you lot cook?
Yeah, we all whip it, man.
Man can chef down
No, what in-
something, man.
Anything, man. We
No,
all
listen.
whip it,
In
man.
real life?
Yes,
Listen,
man.
no, listen.
Because do you see all this?
We really do
Say
this.
what?
Better
Say
than
something.
me. Because I'm a
The other
chef, you
day,
know.
cooked
I don't know if you lot want to do the
brown
cookout.
stew. Listen,
We're
I
chefs,
cooked some
man.
brown
Man
stew
said
goat.
proper-
Brown stew
All right.
goat with some white rice.
All right, we're
and
gonna have to have a little
potatoes.
cookout.
You know what I mean?
We'll show the
All right.
results
When you're
another
ready,
day.
man.
I don't know.
Just
I
so
don't know
I
if you lot
know
could
that,
beat my red
like-
striped chicken, you know.
Just so I
You
know
lot are
you
scared of
studied-
that. Don't ever be scared. Be
Look, Shams
scared.
ain't giving up, you know. She wants to let the world know she can cook stuff.
I need to let the people know that I'm a better chef than everybody in here.
I hear that. Now we can.
I don't think so. Still, I can cook still.
Just putting out, yeah, I mean cooking
She's being
and that.
sexist, you know.
Do you know? No, I'm not.
Acting like man can't
No,
cook.
they say that
Hey, the
men are
man
better
them can
to
whip
better
it.
cooks than women,
We can
actually.
whip
But
it.
what I'm saying is, forget about all of that. Don't get all into all of that. Do not ever think that any of you are a better cook than me. That's
All right, so Shams is sexist. That's
I'm just putting out there. I said we can do a cookout. Don't worry
all
about
right.
that.
Inch back
Whoosh.
to Inch quickly because this is like the test, isn't it? The dancehall test.
Yeah,
What's
let's
the
go.
best clash of all time? What's your favorite clash?
Ask me as well.
Yeah, all right.
I got one.
Aye.
Because I don't reckon Inch
Aye.
watches Sting and all of them.
Aye, what?
Them man will load up Sting before we get on the bus. Before we get on the bus to go festival, bro, them man will load up Sting, you know.
Yeah, man,
Alright,
that's
come
what I've
easy
been
now.
watching for years, bro.
You know
That's
they
how I
know
learned
the
how
thing,
to
man.
shell it and that.
No, how
man.
the thing set up.
But you know what's mad? The best clash, fam. Bro. No, it's
I'm
mad.
laughing, yeah.
I
'cause I
rate, you know what it is though? I rate
want it.
Ninja, fam. You see Ninja, man. Different.
Oh, yeah,
See, when it
Ninja's
comes to
hard.
clashes, he's different.
Yeah,
got
man's
two
got
more,
still
man.
them at the yard. That's why.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'd definitely say one of my top ones, fucking...
Come on,
Sorry,
fam.
my bad,
on
my
the
bad,
fucking
yeah.
radio.
I'd say Vibes and Mavaldo, innit? Because that was a bad clash, innit?
mad
One of
one.
the maddest,
Mad.
innit? You get me? One of the maddest, you get me?
Maddest.
My one as well was that one and the fucking one when when Ninja Man boxed my who boxed my man with the
the mic. With the
That
mic.
one was
Vibes
fucking-
and Ninja.
Vibes,
That one's
Ninja.
mad.
Yeah, that one was mad
That
as
one
well.
was mad
That was
still.
mad still.
Even the boxing of the mic made it better, but the shellings was gone and
It
still.
was
ain't
mad
gonna
still,
lie.
but big up Vibes, free Vibes.
Free the
Yeah,
world
every
boss.
time, man.
Shit.
and
Well,
and
boss.
big up Ninja as well. Same.
Every time.
All right. So what's the recording process like? Because there's obviously a lot of you. It's hard to conduct an interview. We had to get more tables in. We didn't get enough mics in and stuff like that. What's it like? Had to kick Posty out. Exactly. So what's the recording sessions like? How does it work? What's that creative process like for Smoke Boys?
It just comes literally like
Yeah, man's giving Sister Mike.
it comes in it like man. Usually a beat gets
Hey,
thrown in.
We whip it. That's what happens. We just
In the
whip up that
studio
magic.
Time, man's just all in the studio. There's beats there. Man's running through beats. Everyone will say yeah, no. Select the beat.
So what happens when
And
there's
then
like
the
a
hook
big
gets-
feature? Because you lot have had some pretty decent features, yeah. So when there's a big feature and it's like, who's gonna go on? How do you decide that?
We don't care still. Whatever happens, happens, man.
I like that. That
Get
sounds
me.
like real brotherhood, you know.
Just
One
jump on
order.
Because all of that energy, three man's on it. It's gonna bring it back to who are they? It's them. Do you know what I mean? It's all coming on, man.
Trust me.
Okay,
coming on.
speaking of like notables, you lot did something crazy and you had Drake just bust out at your headline tour, like no warning, no
Madness.
nothing. We're just like, okay, what's happening?
It's
You
mad.
lost doing a show. People like, I think, was it your first show?
Your
first
man's
main
tour.
headline.
It was man's second tour.
Your tour.
It was our second
Yeah,
tour,
second
London
headline
Village.
tour still.
Like Village Underground, innit?
So what happened? Drake left the Brit Awards, innit? Was it the Brit Awards?
Yeah. You know what happened that day, yeah? Swift told man, message him, something like that. And man messaged him basically and then said to him, man's got a show. And then he said, he replied and man was like, raw, showed them lot. And then man said to him, raw, come through to the show later, innit? We got a tour. He said he's gonna come with Skepta. And I saying, raw, he said he's coming. And then man didn't really believe it. And then man just obviously had to carry on with man's day. And then, you get me? Man had man's tour.
So he said he's coming though.
Yeah, he
did
said
say
man's gonna forward with Skepta. And I said, raw, you get me? And it, yeah.
Hey, I didn't know what was going on, brother.
No,
Man didn't believe it.
Skepta, yeah.
Man didn't believe it.
I didn't
we
know
see
what was
Skepta,
going
yeah,
on.
then we didn't see no Drake in it. So I was thinking, right, what is he not coming true in that? Then he just popped out.
Man still had to get on with man's show. You get me? Showed it and that. And then Dub said, yo, look. And I was like, yeah, raw, he come through. I was thinking, oh shit.
Didn't know what's happening.
Yeah, it started getting mad. Like the energy was different. Like there was different people. I was thinking, who are these guys? They're clearing the stage and that. And then I heard Greavy stop the music. Then I was thinking, what's going on? And I look back, I see Drizzy and the white OVO thing. Yeah, Skep just showed it.
Firmly.
You get me? Big up Skep, street team every day, all day, you know.
So yeah, we're going to speak about
Skepta's
Skepta. Obviously,
family.
And then,
you
yeah,
guys
you
have
just showed it and
collaborated.
come out, basically.
You guys have collaborated with Skepta. So what's the relationship with Drake post that? Like, did you keep in touch or anything like that?
Yeah, man's kept in touch, but you see where man's just have other stuff to deal with and that, like it's been kind of hard to keep and remember everyone, and it's like man don't really want to do small talk sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes people just want to get on with their lives, and that's what we had to do as well. But he shouts, man, he was like man's picks and that, and I know like if man wants to holler at him, he'll holler back, so...
No, you've done your individual projects, innit? Like you've linked up with people and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
there
We've
was
done
one
features, we've
Yeah,
done
very
features and
Here
that.
and there.
Couple of us have got individual projects to release.
Couple of them are released.
Couple of them are released. DP's got his
get me?
Taurus out on iTunes right
Right
now.
now.
His thing,
K9's got
Hibiscus
his
Way.
thing as
Oh,
well.
right now.
Hibiscus Way
No.
out on iTunes right now.
Right
Things
now.
them
Soon
pending.
drop his Swiftionary.
You
Soon.
understand?
Yeah.
Soon
I got a
land.
tape called Paper Cuts. Soon coming.
Sleets his
Little's
thing.
got his ting. Lituation.
You know.
You get me? Inch got his ting. Bill of Vibes. You get me? So we all got individual tapes.
Things are coming.
But right
Don't
now,
panic.
the main picture is
Look behind.
Don't Panic 2. You get me?
You understand?
You lot,
Zoom in, man.
you
Let
lot
them
know.
understand that.
You lot know what Don't Panic 1 done. You get me?
Mash up the place.
New, different sound, different things. You get me? And now Don't Panic 2 is a different sound again. You get me? Because we set the path for a lot of people. You get me? Obviously, man ain't been here to carry on the movement, but we're back. You get me? No, man ain't been here in the flesh.
You know how
man's
man's
been here in the
dead.
spirit.
Cause you see when I hear other people doing their thing, yeah, man's not a sour man. So
He
man,
ain't sour, man.
cause obviously since man's come up there, man's thing, man's heard a lot of man. Oh, he sounds like him. He sounds like him. People are saying, oh, don't you think? No. At the end of the day, I think it's sick for man to be sounding like the man them. Like you listen to man's got a big influence in it. Man's got a big influence in it, and then. Yeah, to man it's a compliment still. You get me? And man man hears like man's influence, even if man's not actively like releasing music now, as man was, man hears man's influence in music still today. So you get me? That's hard. UK.
Do you feel you get enough credit for that? Do you feel? as
Not
you said-
exactly,
you said
but obviously that's
influence-
down
Yeah,
that's
man.
down to
Forget
man,
about
innit?
all of that.
One person I will say gave man bare credit, yeah, Rap Man. He used to always like push it out on Twitter, like saying Section Boys ain't getting enough recognition for what they're doing. Bare of these rappers sound like Section Boys,
get
no
twisted
one's
though,
doing
there's
this.
not people that's big
Bare
enough.
this, like Rap Man
Yeah,
used
man.
to always give man recognition, you get me? But it's not for people to say, and it's not for us to care for people to say, yo, can't you see that they're doing that, bro? Say
You just
something.
get on with it, man.
Just get on with your life, man.
Do what
your
we
thing.
gotta do.
That's our motto. Do your thing.
So speaking about Rap Man and speaking about the bashment vibe, so we have Shiro Story, and then we also have the Intent to. Both one's got Puppy and then Man in there. You understand? It's a bit of yard man vibe, and the
That
other
was
one,
hard.
obviously, Rap Man has checked for you lot. Are we going to see any section acting happening? And if so, who would be the actor out of the group?
We all can act.
Yeah,
Come
I was
on, man.
gonna say,
I tell
why-
them shout, man.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
come on.
We can all act, man.
You can see
Get
a
man in their
whole film.
movies, man.
See a
Shout
whole
us.
film, man.
Trust me.
Man's
The whole
activated,
film.
You
get
can see
me?
a whole film.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
never
that.
know.
I directed
Man's
shout, man.
activated.
Film.
We want to make a film. Shout us.
I thought you said an old film because
No,
I can't
whole
lie.
film. No, whole
That
film.
Vogue,
Like
that
a movie.
Vogue old school
Like-
photo shoot
was
you lot
hard.
done was.
Yeah, no, you can see anything.
That was hard.
You can see anything.
You know what's funny? Man was trying to do a video like that as well, but I don't think it got patted quick enough. And then Walk It Like a Talk It came out.
Oh, yeah, because when I saw that video, I was like, but shout out Edward for that. When he came in and started editing for Vogue, we saw some massive changes. Seeing you guys in Vogue was a historic moment, especially knowing that you guys have come out of your shell, because obviously you guys really keep it trill. Like you come, you're hooded
Tuggy.
out. What's good. And yeah, you see, yeah.
Who
You
was
like that
reluctant though? I know because
What
when
if
I
you
saw
said,
it,
I'm
I
going
can't lie,
home?
I was like, raw. I thought it looked sick,
Who, what? Who,
but
what?
I wouldn't imagine you lot going to a Vogue photo shoot and accepting the stylist or whoever it was saying, put on these garments.
Look.
Yeah,
Let me say something.
Who weren't on it?
Hey, weren't that easy
No, it
still?
weren't
He went on it. He went on it.
He went on it.
D went on it.
Man were on it. Man were on it. But
D went on it.
you see
at all.
anything that man wore,
Hold on. Go on, D.
whether this is in man's defense or if it's gonna harm man. See whatever man wore, it was man's choice. You had your choice to wear that. So you see certain man that's wearing belly top and flares and everything there. Yeah. This man's obviously Gucci hard. Gucci, yeah.
Bro, you know what?
even think
But-
let me tell you,
yeah.
say that.
Let me tell you why I
look
wore the
cold.
boot cut thing, yeah? Let me show you why. The theme was it 70s or 80s? It was 70s, yeah? They said, dress like how you would if you was in the 70s. And obviously that look would have been a mad move.
It's a mad move. That's pimping. Listen.
Forget the Gucci and that.
Yeah,
Forget
cuz
the
was on a
Gucci.
pimp thing.
It was a swag.
Yeah, it's pimping.
I looked like I was going to pull up in a Cadillac with the Fujiatos or whatever, bouncing, my thing bouncing like this.
Hydraulics.
Pulling up. You get me? My plat swinging.
Yeah, you're bad,
That's
man.
how I was pulling up. Them shoes, the spike things, mad.
But would you go to the dance like that though?
Today,
Or
no.
on stage?
No.
My fam
Man
out
was
here rolling to
stylish.
no
Man
dance
was
with us
stylish.
like that.
No, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't drip like
Do the
that.
video though, innit?
Yeah, I'll do a music video like that. Yeah, why not? All day, every day.
So guys, we got to talk about Lock Off. Like we haven't
Lock
spoke
Off.
about it yet. Like that was like a ringing. It was
Sensational.
Madness.
sensational. It was one of those anthems. You have to call it an anthem because it was literally ringing. It's like you couldn't go anywhere and not hear it. The type of people you're seeing listening to it. Yeah, I'm not saying the same.
When I hear a man say war, you see when I hear a man say war, I can hear the whole of Lock Off. You get me? Yeah, more life.
Yeah, I think I can't remember where I was, and I saw it was the first time I saw you guys perform, and I was just like, wow. When I saw the crowd moshing to that, like it was, but it
Can I
wasn't.
stop you right there?
Hey,
The first time we performed that song, it was mad.
Hey,
not
dead.
like not good. It was so
I
shit.
was dead.
Where did we perform it? Mela, was it BBC Mela?
Yeah.
Man performed it there. It was not going
Yeah,
off.
it wasn't
and
going
no one
off
was
at all.
moving at all. And then man said, "Bruv, this song's not. What's wrong with it?" And then one day,
You testing it. still.
I think on YouTube, it went up by like something. I think like Lily Allen posted it. Then all these famous people started posting it, and then it was going up every day 100K. But back then, that's a lot of views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now everyone's getting mills and that. But back then, that was mad. Like it was going up 100K every day, and then we're saying, "Raw, what's going on?" And then it was just hitting mills. And then man
but
said,
a lot of people that people wouldn't have expected to be pushing that, like you said, Lily Allen.
Rita
Rita
Ora,
Ora.
bare people,
It was
Skepta was
mad.
pushing it, JME.
It was mad.
But like Skepta and Jamie, you know,
So it was
we were
even on
happy they
OVO
pushed it,
radio.
but we didn't expect like Rita and Lily Allen to push it. It
Chris
was a-
Brown posted it. Bare people still. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you, but yeah, as
You
you were
did-
saying,
I mean, you did
you saw
'cause you
bare
did.
people. You saw bare people moshing.
Yeah, the people then was moshing. I'm out of that space now. We can't even return again. But I was personally shocked at the demographic that was going absolutely ham to that track, and then it was like, okay, there was a bit of a moment. Do you think that the people who you expected to, what I heard when you guys emerged, the people who I would have expected would have accepted you were different to the people who accepted you first? Does that make sense? I feel like it worked. I feel like it worked backwards. I feel like you guys. do you,
get what she's saying.
Now say it again so I can catch it.
Man didn't expect. No.
I
bro,
feel
it's
like
mad.
you lost sound worked backwards. I feel like you would expect certain people in the scene to have picked up and said, "Rah, that's cold," and pushed it. And then you would have expected some other people to feel like, that's a bit too much. Them lot are coming out, there's bare them, it's a bit mental.
But they're the people that was pushing it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you still.
Can I say, you see with a man's thing, yeah, do you know what I think it was? Like, you see whether a man liked man or not, like, man couldn't avoid man.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, man couldn't avoid man. Like, so in the end, everybody knew. And you knew the words, whether you wanted to know it, whether you thought, wow, what you know about Lock Off was annoying. Like, you knew it. And you was
And-
probably at the show shouting.
And at the
You get me?
time,
Trust me.
we was the only rap group, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, you lot. I don't want to look dumb, innit? We might have been
time
one of
there,
the
yeah.
only rap groups at the time because it was just us, Storms, Crept Conan, Jay Haas, Steph London. I'm trying to think
What?
I'm trying to think if what other rap groups was about. Like they weren't in it, so I think we kind of stood out as well because we was the only of that kind.
Big
Because
energy.
you see even
Bare
this
black
this
youths jumping
gang
around.
thing,
Energy.
what you're talking about and that, with the music thing, the gang thing that they were saying, the drill thing, whatever. With the music thing, obviously, like it affected man, obviously, like them thinking that man's things is negative and that. But like man, I don't know, I felt like not that man exactly switched it up, but man kinda stayed away from we personally like avoided like making man's thing even look negative. You get me? Like, you get me? But man got a lot of trouble as well. Like, man's show's been locked off and that, all of that.
Yeah, man.
Man's headline show and that. Risk
Yeah, nah,
assessment.
do you know what?
all
I
of
feel that actually. Like, I think a lot of your, no matter what the lyrical content is, your thing's always had a vibe.
Yeah.
Where a feel good vibe to it.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
man.
Like
Yeah.
uplifting vibe. Like
Yeah.
for the clubs and that. But what do you think about the drill scene then? What's your thoughts on the drill scene now, and who's popping and who do you rate?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard to single out.
Yeah, most, but
it's hard.
but
Everyone sounds hard. Everyone sounds the same right now to me. Not the same, but similar. Everyone's remixes, everyone's bars, but it's hard. I think all of them are hard.
What's your thoughts on Spac Nation? You must have saw the church and they do gospel drill. You haven't seen
I
that?
saw something like that, but I
think I seen it. Hard for them. I was gonna say hard for them. Because no one ain't doing that, innit? Like they're doing it so hard. Their little lane.
Would that encourage you to go to church?
No,
I'm
that's
Muslim.
why I just scroll past
Oh,
it.
there you
still,
go.
Like,
We're
not
sorry,
even no
yeah.
disrespect, but I don't know. I don't get that still. I don't really get the drill in church thing still. Not really. I don't understand.
anything like
No, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. No disrespect. You get me? I haven't heard. I didn't know it's stagnation or nothing like that. But I just know.
The only reason why I don't.
It's like having.
Why not? They're not saying nothing bad. They're just rapping. They're jumping on drill beats. Drills is like a beat.
They're just doing the...
Oh, yes,
They're
positive
saying
lyrics.
It's like drill music in
I
church.
was
That's
gonna
a.
ask you if you heard what they're saying.
I think it's hard.
Okay. No. Yeah.
About all of that.
That's calm then. Yeah. If they're saying the
Drill
right thing.
beats, like the
Oh,
beat,
just
innit?
jumping
Yeah.
on drill beats. Talk about gospel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's. I don't. Yeah. Just.
If I was a
let them
church,
do their thing, innit?
You know what I mean? Like,
Sorry, I thought it was like talking about. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. Still, yeah, man, that's calm.
Now I hear that discussion is split still. I think even though there's positive lyrics, some people, for whatever reason, I don't understand, but still got a problem with like drill music in church. Like even if the lyrics are positive, like completely positive. So I don't.
Ballies and that. Some of them got ballies. That's
Yeah,
the thing, innit?
that is the
But
thing.
they're not doing nothing though.
Yeah, they're just wearing them. They sell these things.
They
sell
that
these
ride
things.
bikes on the roads got ballies. and
Who's? Yeah.
Sorry, can I say something?
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, yeah. If that's like, if I don't know if it is exactly if it's getting more youths to church, but if it is, like that's something that they're trying that they ain't tried before. That's working, innit? So
Exactly.
you get me? It could be a positive, innit?
I could see that working as well.
Yeah,
for
I can
kids
see it
and
working.
that.
Why
Kids
not
like
for
drill,
kids
innit?
nowadays? You get me?
All right. So you mentioned Chris Brown. You linked up with Chris Brown, right?
Yeah, breezy.
In the studio? Did you get in the same studio?
Yeah, it's mad. Still, man made the whipping tune first. Like, man had to add the verses to it, and then sent it back over, and then man went to Amsterdam. I think and linked up with him. All the breezy squad and that. You get me? And then we performed in at the what festival? What was that? The 3G Arena or something like that, innit? Free Arena. Yeah.
How did that come about? How did that Chris Brown? Who introduced you to Chris Brown?
The boy Dubs knows him personally.
Okay.
You get me? But differently, like Chris, like differently, breezy, like he fucks with the man them. You get me? Like man's FaceTimed him and that before and that. But when we linked him as well, like it's not like a stiff thing and all of that. Like he's a proper guy and he fucks with the man them naturally. You get me? Like man can tell naturally. But Dubs linked it up still.
So Dubs put in the big call, yeah? But Dubs put in the call and hooked up the track. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I reckon Breezy asked him still, and then.
Oh, even better. My sincere apologies. So,
It's all right, mate. It's all right.
I just want to know what's happening with the Gallum after. I know there's a few Erin Badinas and that. What's going on? What's happening? Who you lot seeing? Who?
I don't know. I was waiting to see who's gonna answer that. Still,
who? Me? I'm not looking at no one. I'm looking around the room. What oxygen? Yeah, we got oxygen.
what are you asking? What are
Shout
you
out all the
asking, though?
paintings worldwide. Shout out all the paintings
shout the
worldwide.
paintings worldwide.
All the Insta things, they're all good. Like that's all man's got to say on that.
Shout all the paintings worldwide. But what are you asking?
Trust me, to shout out all
like?
the paintings worldwide.
Shams, what were you
You're
asking
done,
him?
though.
What are you asking?
I'm asking if any of you guys had any relationships.
But you said a name though.
You mentioned a name.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, no, I specifically with Erin Badina because there were some obviously rumours that you guys probably heard. Well, you definitely heard because some of you knew was, you know.
Spill the beans.
I mean, you lot. That's what I'm here. I'm here for
Chams
you lot.
is killing me.
What's the word, Shams?
Yeah.
Look, everyone wants to clear their name.
Shout out all the Pengtons worldwide.
You
Trust
think
me.
you're smart, and he said, Shams, ask the question to the specific person so you know it weren't me.
Boy.
Yeah, I don't need to say nothing. I'm asking you lot. So, if it's, the shoe fits. But if not, it is what
Shout
it
out
is.
all the Pengtons worldwide.
There you go.
Shout out the
there you
painters
go.
worldwide.
Shout all of them.
Okay. All right, we'll keep that one moving. You're lucky,
Yeah, shout all the man them out there with their babes.
Trust me.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, everyone's got a babes. Don't act like you ain't got a babes. You get me?
Bad man.
Don't act like you get me. You get me? Real
Bad
niggas
man.
don't lie. Real niggas don't lie. You get me?
Inch even does the ad libs in interviews, you know.
Trust me.
Who's got the most work?
Does it work though? Listen, you lot.
Can I say?
does it work?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Can
go
I
on.
cut you? Yeah. There are like the man them do have children as well, innit? The man them have beautiful kids. You get me? So
Shout
the
out
man them
all the
have
nieces
been
and
in
nephews.
relationships as
Shout
well.
out the
You get me?
nieces and
And the man
nephews.
them have responsibilities as adults
trust.
as well. You get me? So even if man
Not
don't
all
want
of us,
to
but
talk
you
off
get
their
me.
business, that's you get me? That's their business.
Shout out the nieces and nephews, man.
There you go. Shout out them all of them, everybody in the world.
So, I want to talk about features. We're gonna make sure this drops at the right time, innit? So we want to talk about features. Previously, you've worked with Skepta. Skepta's someone that said, I think on his Hot 97 interview, he said, "I'm only listening to Section Boys" or something like that.
Yeah, it was a major
Yeah.
cosign.
So he's
Shout
someone that
Skeppy.
understands
Yeah,
the
it's the
impact.
Skep's family, man. Skep's family, man. Man's got a couple tunes with Skepta. Man's got a couple still.
On this, Don't Panic 2.
Man's made a few tunes with Skepta.
What are we saying for Don't Panic 2 though? Who's on that?
Who's on Don't Panic 2?
All right, just give us one. Tickle us with one, and then we'll be calm.
Management said no.
I was about to say a name as well.
No, let me say
That's
something.
how they're doing us.
Give him a
Shaz.
Because the
little
way the
one,
man
man.
them's moving, like, who told you there's a feature on it? Was there features on Don't Panic 1?
Trust me.
You made it
I
clear
hear
now,
that.
so don't try and
No, I
get
hear
back
that.
you're talking.
What I
No,
was
but
gonna
do you know what
say
it is? No,
because
no
the-
one made it clear. It's because everyone's moving weird.
This
Everyone's
is probably
moving
weren't no
coming out
features
in a
on
couple
Section
days
Only or
anyway.
Don't
That's why I
Panic.
would say something.
What's there?
It's coming
What's
out
there?
in a couple days.
No, section only.
Was there features on that? There were no
No,
features on
none
that
of our
either.
tapes have
Maybe.
had
No.
features
Yeah.
still.
Maybe.
And that's why I feel like we've done so much.
If there was any features, it was just the man them, innit? Like it's the man them.
Shout out
innit?
all the tugs, man.
So right now, so that you can get away with that, like. You
Nah,
literally
Nines has got.
smoke.
Let him say. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't said nothing. He ain't said nothing. He's just
Well, you're
pulling
not
up.
to say something.
Yeah, he's gonna tell us who's on.
Go on.
Yeah, man. Because he's gonna
Nines
say
smokes him along.
Hold on, right.
What do you
Silence,
want to say,
silence, silence, Fred.
What do you want me to say?
Talk to us about the tape.
What about
Hands
the
is
tape?
in the corner.
It's coming out.
What can we
Coming out real
expect?
soon.
Because there's a lot to live up to, right?
There's a lot of stuff on there, innit? There's a big package coming. You know what I mean? So
A lot of things.
yeah, when they unwrap that package there, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Trust.
gifts there. So yeah,
What?
just, you
Understand?
understand?
What?
Just ready up for Christmas. You get me?
There you go, ready for Christmas.
Ready for it.
I like that. Who's got the hardest work rate? Who works the most, the hardest? Who's the person who's like, come on guys, let's do something today?
Out of the group.
Yeah, out of you guys.
Me personally, yeah.
You gotta keep it RNS.
No, everyone. Me looking at the man them, knowing the man them individually. We all do our own part in it. Otherwise, man wouldn't still be here together. You get me?
Word.
But over the years, me, from what I've seen, I do my fucking thing in it, undeniably in it. But I've seen Swift as my brethren growing up. I've seen him do his thing. Like certain times, I'm not even certain tunes that man wouldn't even get on, like, or I wouldn't know how to get on or whatever. I'd think about it too much. Swift will get on it, you know. You get me? So
Show
big
them
up the boys,
anything.
Swift.
Swift, where you get? Who's your influences, man? Who's some of your
I listen
past
to everyone.
influences?
I listen to everyone, so I don't know. But before music and that, man listens to gigs, innit? Like that kind of music.
Yeah. Little showed me man's first gig. The gig
Solar,
stream
my
as
brethren
well.
that died showed man about gigs. That's right.
Little showed man about gigs still.
Old school. When man
And
was a kid.
what track was that? What was your favorite gigs track? What is your favorite gigs track to date?
Man would even know the name.
The first-
'cause it's not going to
the
be the
first
bait
gigs
ones.
tune
Man
I
was listening
heard
to the
was
old
something
school
like,
ones. And that.
Let it burn like a white man wearing
Yeah, you know that.
suntan lotion.
No one's gonna
Something
know
like
the
that.
name and that.
What's that one called? Let it burn like a white man not wearing suntan lotion when summer's
Know
here.
the name.
That one was mad. That one was mad. Still.
Every Best of Gigs. If you listen to Best of Gigs,
Yeah, Best
them
of Gigs
kinda
2 is one of the
tunes, them kinda
mentalist
tunes that
things
run
still.
The new Best of Gigs out now.
So guys,
Make
so
sure you
when
listen
when
to
you
that
guys
GRM Daily.
Yeah.
when you guys do a show, yeah. What happens with the peas then? Because like there's bare of you.
With
like
the what? The peas.
The peas.
Peas them. The peas
I'm
them.
fucking.
Why is management laughing in the background? You know?
Yeah, because you have to ask.
Sham said, what happened with the peas them?
Because what I'm saying is,
Let me
yeah.
get the grinder.
Oi, management, that's bare invoices flying off
Bare
the day after the
invoices.
show.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Like, do you guys have to charge a premium because there's bare of you, or do you guys just have to really family it out and eat together?
We eat together, innit?
Okay, because I'd be scared. As if I was throwing an event, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going for them lot.
You know what you got to do? You got to put up that money, man.
Yeah,
if you want
there
us
you
to
go.
come there and
Man
get
said
that
cash
energy
out.
and shell it,
And you know what you got to
Cash
do?
out.
You know what you
Cash
got
out.
to do? Get a business account.
trust me, and pattern up.
No, not you. I'm just saying. In
Yeah,
general.
we got that.
I'm just
Gonna
saying.
say,
In
we
got
general,
that.
innit?
You see, anything that they paid, man, and that, it's been worth every penny. Cause
Trust
man
me.
shells it. Man's learned and that. Man fucking shells it. Like, I know it. Like, cause man, like, it got to a point where we just enjoyed doing it because it's so sick. You get me? So people get their money's worth in it. Anything they give, man.
All right. Sleeks was a proper businessman now, you know. He's like, get your IP sorted, get your business account.
You know it is, yeah. Ever since man got stung, man's just been not stung like that. But ever since man got stung, like man's just been not doing research, but I've opened my eye a bit. Do you know what I mean? And I've kind of looked at a couple things, spoken to a couple people. They've given me knowledge, and I've downloaded it, and I've just, you know what I mean?
Do you know what's sick though about Shams' question in terms of money, yeah? Like, I think, when do you make that decision? Because obviously you got to start somewhere, innit? You're performing for free and stuff. You're doing stuff for free. You're giving out free music. Yeah. When do young artists make that decision and say, nah, I need to get paid
That when
for
someone
what I
offers
do?
you, you know, when someone offers you your first to say how much.
Bro,
Before Big Double came,
I remember.
Because there's a lot of artists,
I
yeah?
remember driving. Yeah, we had a show one day. We had a show in Luton. I think Swift patterned it, and then we had a show in Nottingham, and we had one car. I think it was 2 cars. There was one car. I think I drove from Croydon to Luton, shelled it, and then we drove from Luton to Nottingham, and then I drove back home. It was
Them days was
crazy,
mental,
like,
man.
and I think, how much did we do that for?
I don't know.
I think it was next to all like, bruv, that was no more than 5 bills. No more than 5 bills. Like, so when we shell it now and that, I just like, bro, I just feel appreciated. I appreciate it a lot still. Do you know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it still, but yeah, no, the first shows that man done, obviously man didn't know how much to charge on that, but me personally, when people were trying to book man, when man was charging, man asked Crept and Cone how much, and I think the first show man probably charged like 150, but obviously man weren't, them times it weren't like a thing of
And
obviously
bearing in
man
mind
wanted
it
to
was
do shows, I'm not gonna lie, man
2014
more wanted to
probably,
do
innit?
shows than
This was years ago.
oh man
as
wants
well.
the money off of it kind of thing, you get me? Before it was more man's career, you get me? But it's man's career now.
And then what was the moment where you lot was like, because you lot are you're quite laid back, yeah. So you lot, when you're not doing the most, because you lot are active as well. I see you. So you're chilling together because you're all mates, you're all friends, and then all of a sudden it's just like, guys, like we just shelled down the place, and because we're not having the empty places in Ealing no more, yeah, where no one cares. Now it's not even just our voices, because what's happening? What are we trying? Because I can't. What's happening? What do we need to pass to him?
Man showed down some legendary places, man.
That's what I just want to find out. What do you lot want first?
I be able.
No, just that. I just
Oh,
needed to
I
sort
saw
that out.
you looking, but I
Yeah,
was
'cause
thinking,
I
are
was
you trying to
distracted.
assist me? Sorry, I would have said to you, you get me.
You're gonna have to reload the question, Shams.
Yeah.
There was other things going on.
Sorry.
Yeah, go through, Chams.
You know? So, at what stage did you guys realize? Listen, this is us. Like we're gonna do the thing.
Yeah, what was the moment where you was like, yeah,
What was the thing?
And there you go. You tell me. Yeah, you're just going deep because you've been. I've not been smoking. I'm very
Okay.
slow right now because the smoker's got me. I've been
Don't kill
smoked.
me.
Okay.
When did it start getting mad?
What was the show? There must have been one show where you lot thought, rah.
I
The
remember.
wireless was mad. For me,
You lot were
Bricky.
late to that, innit?
When man
There
come
you go.
out for
It's all
Skeppy.
getting real. Do you understand?
A man
That's all I
done
want.
knock off.
That's the
I don't
thing,
want the
okay.
big massive one. I just mean when.
that
You were
Bricky,
late
that
to that
Bricky
show, I
show.
remember.
Fam,
I was gassed to see you, like,
That Bricky show was
see what these man
mental.
do on stage.
You know, for me,
I saw
as
you lot
well-
running across the field.
wireless. Yeah,
I
wireless was
saw you
mad.
lot running through the crowd across the field.
Fam.
Yeah, no, do you know what it is though? See, because it's in the ends and that. By the time man got there, man's not gonna just chill on the side of the road and that in man's car until it's time to go in and that. But by the time, I don't think man was late like that. But by the time man got there, pair traffic and that, parking and that, you get me? Then I swear, man went to that. When man goes Brixton, man always goes to some shop, gets Maggies and that, two Maggies and that. Then man's got to cut through. And then, obviously, man's with the man them at the door, innit? And the man them's got to come through as well. The man them's got to come through as well, innit? So obviously,
And we had to burn one.
we had to burn all of that. Come on,
Things
until
had
we
to
got the
happen, you
room
get
to
me?
burn in. Then we're inside.
It makes sense.
You understand?
For me,
Shut it down anyway.
it opened.
Come
my
on,
eyes
man.
opened as well when we sold out our tour. I think like that first tour when we done Ace Hotel, all them kind of little venues and that, that was our first thing. I was thinking, raw, like people are buying tickets
The tour was
to
mad.
see, man. Like, do you know what I mean? And then it just started getting mad when man started doing more shows, and I'm thinking, raw, we're flying out. I'm all shouting at my mum and that, telling her, raw, I'm going out. She's like, again? I'm telling her, yeah, I'm gone, mum, I'm gone, I come back. Gone again. She's like, yo, you didn't even tell me you're gone this time. I'm sending her, yo, mum, I can't even keep up. One time I just had to send her my schedule and that. She said, raw, I sent it in my group, my family group chat and that. They said, raw, I saw y'all go on. All
Now you
of
have to
that.
pay for everything, innit?
Bro,
Your barrels
funny
must be
still.
getting filled
nah,
up
it's
quick.
funny still. My little sister gives it to me the most though, because I think she's young in it and she's in it like the little, how old is she? It's not a thing, I'm so bad.
He said, not
She's
I think. And
11. Sorry, Chanel, if I'm wrong. She's 11,
Don't kill
innit?
me,
But
man.
like a lot of people always ask her like, oh, your brother's in Section Boys, your brother's in Section Boys. And she like, I think she realised now like, raw, like music, because she started, I hear her listening to like J Huss, all of these songs that come out. I think, raw, how do you know these songs? So like really, she was understanding like music and that, you know what I mean?
She
It's
knows
just
what
so
you've
mad.
actually been doing. She thought he's going out with your
What,
friends.
what about the mobos though? You guys ain't really mentioned that. Like
What one?
As
What
like-
one?
best
You understand?
I
Two
hear
of
I was
them.
gonna
that,
say,
I
I would
hear
have bashed
that.
up twice.
Okay, so best newcomer and what was the other?
Best hip hop.
Best hip-hop, man.
Because we kept it alive.
How
Because we kept it alive.
The Mobos.
Best newcomer, we knew the best.
yeah.
And then
Then we
the next
circled
year was
back.
the best hip hop. That means since we covered the best, we kept up the best hip hop.
I hear that. I hear that logic. How important is that to you though?
That's very important. The
Not
trophies.
that award specifically, like the Mobos, but just winning awards. Do you even care
exactly.
about
See
that?
exactly how I explained it.
Crazy night.
You see, winning awards for that, like that showed man's progress. That's why I feel like I can talk about it so confidently. You get me? Like man came in the best, and then man kept it up and won the best hip hop award. You get me? Like that was a lot for man. Cause I swear the year before, I swear Krypton Cone won it or something. You get me? And man was thinking that would be
Storms
hard.
won it, yeah.
Storms,
Storms
you
won
get
it,
me? Best newcomer and all of that. So man was thinking, yeah, that would be hard if man was to do it. You get me? So and man done it, innit?
We done a fire in the
Gonna
booth.
find a booth. Okay. So how important is that to you? Them platforms, like just like barring.
We
Find the
soon
booth's
circle.
important to me because we fucked it up. That's why my find the booth's important.
Soon
And,
circle, man.
and because there ain't a group that fucked up their find the booth like that. And our music is so versatile as well, so you don't know what type of music this is. They're just going in on them beats. Do you know what I mean? Mad.
I want to have a moment and circle back to the Chris Brown project, because that was a big one. I think we skirted past it. I don't think it was something that we expected to see happening. It wasn't like a one-off song.
Tap the block.
You did a whole mixtape together.
Shout out OHB.
There you go, OHB. Shout out you. So you had some really big tracks on there. One of my favorites was the Hoodie track with Wizkid and that. Like, how comes that didn't get the push that we would have expected it to?
I don't know, because I think it was on a free download, innit?
Yeah. It was free download.
It was on free download, innit? So I just think like it was just something that Breezy was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris put it out. It was all to do with Breezy still, so I don't really know nothing to do with that on that side still.
Okay, I really liked that song.
I can't lie, it's proper
bad,
like the name works well because it's proper smoked out in here right
Come
now.
on, man. Smoke, boys.
Are you ever gonna quit smoking?
Never.
Do you feel the need to quit smoking?
Never.
There's intervals. You can have intervals.
When do you why do you have that interval? When you decide?
Free the mind. You need to clear the mind. You get me? Clear the brains. Sometimes you need to be focused, you know what I mean? You can't be focused sometimes when you're mongrel.
We ain't stopping. We ain't never stopping.
That man's smoking still.
So guys, let's kind of go back a bit. I know we've gone go full circle.
Man. We're going all around, man.
Let's
We
go
ain't had
all
an
around.
interview before like this, so we're gonna go and cover what we need to cover.
Come on, this is exclusive. You know,
Is it,
you already know. So going back to you guys kind of forming, how do you like when there's loads of you and you're not saying, oh, we're going to be a duo? Yeah. How do you say to the rest of your friends like we decided that we're making a group and we're calling it this? How do you do that? Because that means that you're like effectively you're not in, innit?
Man's got bare friends that rap. Rocks, Velwiz, Twins and that, Kane and that. Do you know what I mean? Man's got bare friends that rap. But when the group got formed and that, everyone was in jail and it just happened. It's not like we waited and that. It just happened so organically. Like,
So
man
I'm in
didn't know.
jail and I've unplugged and I've gone on the phone to you and I'm saying, bro, I see what's happening. I want it. Like, how do you, like, what's that conversation?
But at the end of the day, it's a business as well, isn't it?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of, when you start having that road mentality in the music business, it's not
Don't
gonna
work.
work. Do you know what I mean? Because your business won't run right. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just because if imagine you got a friend, just even say she's in jail, comes out, she's a hench, not that saying that nothing looks wrong with that. Nothing looks wrong with that. And she says, oh, Chams, let me do the modeling thing, I'll just come out, bring me in, da-da-da. You got to do certain precautions, or sometimes, maybe it's different in your situation because
it's
it's
the
a...
worst for me.
See?
It's
You
worse.
can't just bring her in like that. You can't have that role mentality, say, yeah, come. There's certain precautions and protocols you got to follow, innit?
Yeah, that's why I don't
Alright.
do any model recruitment. You got to go through the team. It's not me. Your kid might be really cute. I'm just
See,
putting
and
a
they're going to say,
disclaimer out.
"Rah,
It's
you're
got nothing
moving
to do with
bougie,
me.
Shams. You're moving
No, I just
bougie.
don't do the
Man's telling me
decision
talk to
making.
her
It's
agent."
mad.
So can you do road and be an artist at the same time then?
Of course.
Can do whatever you want to
can do
do,
what you
man.
want to do.
So,
Stay out
Successfully.
Stay out the can.
so
do
you
what
guys,
you need to
you guys' initial affiliation. I saw in your older videos you had like Squeeze for Peas and all of that. Like, how did you section off from that? Excuse the pun.
Boy. But how did man like cut away from that name? So if you talk.
Police was on us.
Yeah,
basically.
Fez was, that name's Rodded.
Squeeze section.
Rodded.
I mean, it sounds wild.
Yeah,
That's
Squeeze
definitely
section,
sound like a wild name.
It's Rodded.
For whatever reason, they was on us and
It's
that.
not
If
for
the
whatever
name
reason,
didn't
it's a
work,
wild
innit?
name.
That name
It's
didn't
Rodded
work.
still. It's
And we
Rodded.
couldn't see ourselves going up, basically. with
That name's
name.
Foxtrot.
Mad though, it's mad.
You know about Chams? You know about Foxtrot?
Yeah, it's Sierra, yeah.
That name's
Sierra, right, there you
Foxtrot.
go.
That name's
I've
Foxtrot.
been watching the Bill Wife and I. I've heard it. Sierra Oscar over.
So is it important for you guys? Obviously, everything you've achieved so far has been independent. Is it important to remain that way, or is it not even something you think about? You just think about putting sick music out?
Yeah, literally. I'm happy you said that last bit still. Man just literally just puts out music, man. Put out music. That's always been man's initiative, and that's always gonna be man's initiative. Do you know what I mean?
So have you ever felt, like, I need that label as a machine? Have you ever had those moments where you feel like you need a label or
feel like,
the opposite?
I feel like, I feel like, I need that beat. I need that beat. More like, I need a proper beat, man. I don't feel like, label, come sign us. Please look what we're doing. Like, if they want to sign you, they're going to sign you.
We need to be the label.
I was gonna say, man's being
need to
real,
be the
yeah.
label.
Man's never experienced a label thing, innit? Man can't talk and say, labels do this, cause brother,
We don't know.
the man don't know, innit? So man's not gonna sit here and act in it. But man hasn't seen anything exactly, like specifically, that the label can do for man that man can't do for manself, or that man's already doing for manself. Kind of thing. You get me? But by all means, if man can't talk on behalf of everyone, you get me? Like, if it works for you, if there's something that can work for you, but make sure it actually works for you, or whatever, before you make your decisions, innit? Think about it, innit? Or whatever, innit? But yeah, things ain't work for man. That's why man ain't gone and done that. Man's ways work for man. You get me?
All right.
Okay, so you guys have learned a lot about business through being musicians. Have you looked at business outside of what you're doing?
No, it is, yeah, but have we looked at business outside of like music, basically?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, like Crep and Conan's got Crep and Cones. I'm sure that...
Man's had so much plans
Hey,
before.
we businessmen. You get me? We do dances. You get me? I do dances for the gallon. You get me? Trust me. So anybody wants to come to any of my
you hold dances. I thought you meant you was a dancer.
No.
When you said it, I was...
No. I hold dances. You get me?
I'm glad I clarified
You saying
it.
you want the DM?
Come shout me, man. Gallem, maddest parties, man. Trust me.
Boxing Day, maddest party.
Maddest party
maddest
celebrations.
party.
Don't Panic 2 will be out as well. Trust me.
Trust me. Aye, Don't Panic 2 is a mad thing.
Do your
You
neighbours
gotta hit him up on what you-
hate you lot? Tell the truth.
No, they at the start, they never used to like wave and that. I didn't used to get it.
But they're far down though.
Yeah, like,
Okay, let us know, innit? Let us know there's some distance. they ain't living in a terraced house here. It's all
yeah,
going
like our
on.
bits like here, and then you come in and that, and then there's a bit behind our house and that. We just got a little compound here, but they drive in and that, and they just...
Stop telling people the bit, fam. I was gonna say stop telling people what the
that?
front of the bit looks like.
No, that's scarce. That's
Just know
scarce.
that you get me.
Long
Shout out
story
the
short,
neighbours,
when they
man.
drive past, man, they don't really wave, but now they do, innit? They're 30. They're 30.
At first.
They're 30
At
neighbours. They
first,
don't
I'm not
complain.
gonna lie, I can understand it. Like us moving into that area, the way that we look or whatever, for whatever reason, people like they're not used to it. You get me? But as time went on, people big man up on the road. You get me? Like if they know, man, they'll wave. You get me? Man's got dogs and that. If they've ever seen the dogs, it's like, oh, them with the dogs. You get me? Like they'll wave and that. Some people will see man on the road in man's car and think, raw, how you on the road in this car? You get me? But it's nothing, innit? It's calm. Still, man don't cause no one no trouble. They don't cause man no trouble. It's all good.
One time we was playing music when we just moved in, and a man walked in our house. A neighbour, he walked in our house. He's in our kitchen.
Just turn it down.
He just said, "Can you turn that down? Can you turn?" I was thinking, "Raw, what's this man doing in our house?" I think Int said, "Get out, get out." It said, "Get out my house, get out my house." It was a joke still.
That's crazy. So how did that come about? How did you guys move in together and move into a big crib like that?
Things were going in, innit? And obviously,
things was
like,
going in,
things
everything
was
was
going
nice.
in.
You get me? We set up, had a friend.
And it was the
you get
most
me?
convenient because we all lived at different houses. We all lived at
Bus
different
us
yards.
up, you get me?
And the tour bus used to... Everyone had to meet at my bit and that. So my bit used to always get messy. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking, obviously, but no, everyone just used to link up my bit and it was long, everyone rolling around there and having to go up there. Then everyone
the
gets
blue
back.
room. The blue room was mad.
And then when it gets
The
back,
blue room was
that where it
mad.
was all
man's getting
going
back
off,
at
yeah?
5 a.m, then everyone's gonna have to go. I remember Little jumping on the ped, driving back. I was thinking, bruv, it's freezing and that, fam. Like, I just remember bare shit. So then obviously we was all thinking, yeah, man, we need to do something more convenient. And we just...
So what did you lot do first 3 nights in the house?
Vibes.
Music.
Vibes.
There was bare
we didn't
music.
go sleep.
We didn't
Up
have
all
Wi-Fi.
night.
We didn't have Wi-Fi, so it was crazy.
Did
I
you have
just remember-
Wi-Fi then?
Who? Shams is killing me, you know.
It's the smoke, it's the smoke, it's the smoke.
No, we were just burning bare ganja and vibes in. Just happy to be inside
First
on
3
New
nights
York.
was mad.
What was
Bare
the wild?
manners in
What's
the
the
yard.
wildest drinking game that you guys played in there? Because I know you've done some drinking games. No.
No, we just drink. No games, we just drink.
Play tap tap.
No, what's tap tap?
Tap tap's the game. I would.
Like people
another
probably
game.
think like we
We'll
do
have
some
to
mad
show
shit in
you.
there, like bare girls come around and that. It's not really like that. Still, it's a home. It's a home.
Just
not
little
yard.
vibes sometimes. Just a
You get
little
me?
vibe sometimes.
You see,
not a
you lot
yard,
are
it's
very
a home.
contradictory here because what's happening is you're saying it was just a home. He said, "Don't scare people off. I want them round." What's happening?
Just
No,
a
I mean,
little
I'm just
bit. You
saying,
get me?
it's
Just a
not
little
like-
vibe sometimes.
Bare
We don't
people
have big parties.
Yeah, literally. 'Cause people come to
so
me saying,
have you
"Right,
had
you look
any one wild night?
like orgies and that." No, don't go on. Basically, long story short, orgies don't happen in there. It's a home.
Okay.
Yeah, trust me, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a nice yard.
Nah, orgy. No, because that's what some people have
Basically,
asked me that before.
long and short, man don't even want people to know where man lives. Like, you get me, car. There's like that, obviously, but there's excited people, just our friends, innit? Like, you get me? Because there's excited people that just if they know where you live, it's just long, innit? You don't even want people to know you live like that anyway. And the reason why man even moved out of the ends, man wanted to move away from a lot of stuff, you get me? So, and be like separated, innit? So, yeah.
How do you feel about the success of Fulton Heath though?
Great.
Like
Great.
Crep Coles, Stormzy.
Great.
I saw someone on Twitter
They
one
are
time.
great.
They was in a shop in Fulton Heath. They said they're just trying to tap into the water supply in Fulton Heath because there seemed like there is something in the water there.
That Mobos was mad as well. That's where all of you won.
Cleaned up, man.
Cleaned up.
Fulton
still.
Heath.
Clean up, man.
Mobiles ain't on this year, innit?
Nah,
The mobiles, man.
R.I.P. man.
Now they said they're coming back with something
is it?
better for
Okay.
2019.
Oh my.
Just want them to go like that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Man.
Okay, so how did you lot come across Double? How did that relationship? Double's your manager, right?
Hey, shout out the boy
Shout
Bones.
out Bones, Toronto,
Trust
my
me.
famo. You get me? RIP Smoke Dog as well, yeah, for real. But Bones, link man up, you get me? Bones said he's got a brother. I want to introduce you guys to. He's a good guy. And man linked Doubles, you get me?
Okay, so when you found out because obviously Double's been in the industry doing his thing for a while, and he's been connected for some time. You know, when you heard the accolades and that, like, how did you feel about that?
I'm not going to act like I know what that means.
I like that. Like when you heard all of the people that he's worked with.
What was
and
the
he has
palaver?
contact with.
You see me personally, yeah? You see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, obviously, no, man knew, man, people like Double says as well, innit? You get me? Obviously, it's sick hearing that stuff because it's like, yeah, shit, opportunities and that, yeah. But it's good when, like, Dubs has come true where you'd think, oh, he'd be able to come true with that. Because obviously, man hears the accolades or whatever, but Dubs has come true. You get me? So it's been sick when Dubs has... I swear,
Nah,
Drake's
D
the
probably-
only man I've heard say accolades still. Big one
He
thing.
probably knows what it means.
No, but I think I know what you're talking
Intelligent.
about.
I'm
innit?
intelligent
But, yeah.
still, but I don't know what that word means.
Yeah, D's
I ain't gonna lie.
intelligent. D's
does that
intelligent. Man's on the accolades thing. Big up Chams for the accolades thing. You get me? Rah. Oh, go on.
You know what though? Yeah, you do need a good manager, especially because of the numbers in Smoke Boys.
It's not easy, boy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
easy.
not
So
easy,
you need a
man.
good manager. Is there any like groups that you look at and you're like, I like what they done and how they done it?
One Direction.
Okay.
Why?
Because
done
One
their thing,
Direction did it big and
Big.
They
You
were
honestly
big,
look
innit?
at One Direction, you're like, that's a reference point.
not
Not like
exactly,
that. Not
musically.
not exactly,
Yeah, but it's-
but in
yeah,
ways you
why
gotta
not?
understand.
Business-wise.
You gotta
Business-wise,
understand. You
innit?
get me? Like,
They're a good business because they've done their thing and they rise to the top.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Why
like
wouldn't
that.
you want to do that?
No, I like that because a lot of people obviously look at people within the same genre as them, the same
Obviously,
music, the same lane.
We
and
got to
say,
look at
they're the
the
people.
likes
No
of
one
like
in this
in
lane.
London, BBK and that, because they done it big as well. They sold out
Yeah,
O2.
come on.
Do you know what I mean? That's a fucking mad move as well.
And big up Soul
Man,
Solid as well.
Yeah,
So
fully.
Solid as well. Do you know what I mean?
All of the groups.
So yeah, So Solid, BBK, One Direction.
That's a strong fucking lineup.
Trust.
Hard. Hard. No,
Alright.
but yeah.
All right then. So what's the date? What's the official date? Don't Panic 2 dropping. We're not allowed to know if there's any features, but that don't matter though. People
Yeah.
want to hear from you guys still.
Any moment now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it ain't even a date.
Any minute now.
Any
still.
second.
But yeah, it's just gonna stay
Lock on.
still.
And people always look forward to your videos still. You've got some legendary videos.
Come on,
millions and millions of views. Lock off, Trapping Ain't Dead.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I just
So-
can't wait to release and just.
We're getting the videos
get
for
me,
this
man.
project
Feeling
as well,
like
yeah?
that's
Yeah,
why
of
I
course,
feel
man.
it for
Yeah,
Lil
man's
Wayne,
got
you know,
videos.
because see people like him, great legends, been held back. You know what I mean?
Big influence.
Big
understand?
influences being held back from their greatness. Do you know what I mean? We can relate. You know what I mean? Now man can finally release.
How great would the Lil Wayne and Section
Mad.
collaborate?
Mad.
Sick, man. Shout Wheezy.
You know, people were saying
What are they saying?
that they were worried that the Lil Wayne project's gonna sound dated because of the time. Obviously,
Yeah.
you lot haven't been held back for that amount of
But
time.
you see, man's thing, yeah. I hear that, yeah.
Our music has changed though.
Our
Music-
sound's our sound, innit?
Music has changed, but we don't go
Yeah.
with the time. We do our thing because even when we came out, music was different, and we come and set a path with different music. Do you know
I
what I
hear
mean?
that. And man's not old, you know. Man's not old.
Man's not
and
old.
plus,
Young and
see
kicking.
with the Lil Wayne thing, do you know why the Lil Wayne thing's sick, yeah? I don't know if it, like, whoever's listening or watching or whatever, not everyone might not rate Lil Wayne, innit? Or people rating for, like, his lyrically or whatever, his music for different reasons, innit? But I think Lil Wayne's sick, like, lyrically, like, and I know I rate his thing because I know he freestyles and all of that, you get me? But basically, because I know man's thing's sick, man's hard, man's fucking hard, acts hard, bro's hard, acts hard, bro's hard, with the hardest, innit? So, like, I know people, like, even if, like, and because man's so creative and versatile, I feel like it's fresh music that you're gonna wanna listen to, like, regardless of the name. You get me? Yeah.
Which one of
I
you lot
agree,
follows
I agree.
Bad Barbie on Twitter. Who was responsible for this?
What happened? On what?
Bad Barbie.
On the section Twitter.
Yeah, I saw people speculating.
What? Is she following back? Dead. Is she following back?
I don't know. Someone said that this is what you've done. Are you going to do a collab? But what did she? Cash Me Outside girl.
Yeah, she wants to catch us. She can catch us in London.
I have no clue still.
Catch us in
You lot-
London, man. We're here. We're here.
Yeah,
What about Ray Shremmerd? Weren't you lot?
Yeah,
you
that's
lot was in
our,
the studio with
that's
them.
our peoples.
Shout out
though.
the
That's our
man them,
peoples,
man.
Okay, so Don't Panic 2 then.
Huh?
Don't throw that out there.
Trying to put them right
That's
on
the man
on
them
the
though,
tape.
man. Shout them out, man.
Okay, so what's going on with them?
No, man.
You work
Proper
with them,
peoples,
or
man.
Just,
Yeah,
just
man's-
peoples. Just saying.
proper
I
peoples,
know
man.
they're your peoples.
Because when GRM
that'll be
tweeted
a
and
sick
said that
project.
you guys might be were rumored to be in studio, blah blah. We saw Swally.
Yeah. He was
Okay,
recording.
so GRM. Oh, you like this? You like it? You love it?
You're so
So,
joke.
so GRM tweeted and said that they saw that you and Ray Shremmerd were together and, were rumored to be making a track together. And then Swally retweeted it. So it was like a cosign. So I said it was like a cosign. So
Shout
that's
out
why
the
I'm trying to
man
go
them,
to
man.
the source. I don't
So
like to
Chams,
speculate.
leave them. They take 3 years to come here. They don't want to tell us nothing, man.
don't
They're just-
kill
True, man.
Boy.
Mental.
Shout out the man them, man.
All right, cool, man. All right, thanks for joining us, guys.
Don't panic.
Thanks, man. Don't
Don't
panic
panic.
too.
Still,
Don't panic. Smoke
Wait,
Boys is
very-
the ting now.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
man.
We're looking forward to the project. Don't forget, also, we look forward to the videos as well. So make sure we get a good selection of videos for the project.
Yeah.
We'll check
Yeah, man.
if there's features on there, there's features. If not,
Merchandise for sale?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, man.
You
Man's
know it.
coming fresh.
I can't
Different
lie.
styling, man.
I'm high right now. You lot,
Come
Smoked
on, man.
out the
Burn it
building. Jose
Still got one
Mourinho
left.
out.
No, man. No.
Yeah, we'll
Can't be
end like
talking
that, man.
Still, you can't be doing that.
Jose Mourinho
Jose
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a United fan.
I have
man.
to.
Man United are just going through a rough spell. You get me? They are soon to be on top.
So
United
before
fan?
we do
Yeah. I'm a
exit,
United
guys,
fan, but
because I'm
Mourinho's got
bored
goal,
of
bro.
the football talk.
Sorry,
It's
sorry.
so
Dead
boring.
Chams.
I just had to get it in there, just
So
real
boring.
quick. Real quick.
And now you're just gonna make the comments cuss me again. They're always rinsing me. It's worse now. It's your fault, man.
They can cuss us. We're high. We don't care. And we're listening to Don't Panic. By the time you're watching this, we're listening to Don't Panic, man.
Trust
Come
me.
on, don't
Bye.
panic.
You know.
Twice. You understand? So, ooh.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
see,
let
you
that
lot,
out.
it's
Right.
good management. You see that? Remembers. You
Come
lot
on,
don't
man.
even remember.
Anniversary
That man's a
thing,
walking
man.
calendar. All right, wicked.
But hold on.
Sorry,
Shorty.
Sam.
You're just trying to shut it down like that.
Nah, not even.
Mental. So I'm just trying to find out if you guys have any intentions of breaking America. You know, you guys have
That's a
got
good
lot of-
question.
A lot of co-signs. I see you from Rosenberg. Oh, hey.
We trying to go everywhere, man.
You know what? You know, it's a female empowerment thing. I'm in here. My voice is loud. It's mental. I'm not having you lot bullying me up. You know, I'm
Nah, that's
strong
an
as
important
well.
question, though.
Go on, do your thing, man.
What's going on with America? Is it important? Do you focus on that? Is it important to break America now?
Maybe man's.
There you go. Just talk up the things. There.
These,
See that?
Not really, no. Like man's just.
we trying to show everywhere. Everywhere. The whole world.
Tell them, Ak.
Worldwide thing.
Tell them, Ak.
You get me? WWR.
Tell them.
Worldwide road.
You understand?
That's what we're trying to take on.
The whole planet, you get me?
Everywhere.
Coming for everything, you get me?
No.
They're in Poland though.
Serious?
Discuss that real quick as well, because that's mental. The four of you lot in the middle of Poland.
Yeah. We've been everywhere.
Where?
Poland, Iceland.
On the Game
everywhere.
of Thrones flex.
Hard.
I believe you. You see that? I believe you.
Hard.
Okay, that's all from me. That's all. I give the mic back to you. Like, I just had to do it on my own terms.
All right. We're
Do
getting the
your thing,
exclusive
man.
listen to Don't Panic now, innit? So let's do that.
Oh, good.
Yeah? Make sure you subscribe. Not
Check
for the
it
radio.
out. Don't panic too,
It's a
B.
Smoke Boys thing now, yeah?
Come on.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Not for the Radio NFTR.